The day starts with a splash of warm sunlight across the floor. For Henry, this is the best part of the morning. It's a quiet, happy time when the house is still and everything feels exactly as it should be. Before he even thinks about school, Henry heads straight for his little friend. He shakes food into the water, and Bubbles, a bright orange fish with flowing white fins, darts toward the surface to snap it up. This glass-walled home is Bubbles' aquarium. From the clear water to the tiny plastic plants and the colorful gravel at the bottom, every piece is designed to keep a little fish safe and healthy. Watching Bubbles swim is the highlight of Henry's morning. It's a simple routine, but it's built on the kind of quiet happiness that comes from taking care of something you truly love. Breakfast is over, and it's time for Henry to grab his backpack. But he can't leave without one last wave to the aquarium. He walks back to the glass, leaning in for a final look. His smile fades instantly. The water is still. The plants are waving gently in the filter's breeze, but the orange flash of Bubbles is nowhere to be seen. Henry's eyes go wide as he presses his face against the glass. Bubbles is missing. One moment the fish was there, and now the tank looks completely empty. A cold, sharp feeling of fear hits Henry's chest. His heart begins to drum against his ribs, and the room suddenly feels much too quiet. He blinks hard as hot tears start to blur his vision. It's amazing how fast a bright morning can turn gray. When something you care about suddenly vanishes, the world can feel like a very scary place in an instant. Henry's chin trembles, and he can't hold the tears back anymore. He knows he can't fix this on his own, so he calls out as loud as he can, hoping his parents can hear the panic in his voice. Seconds later, his mom and dad are in the room. They don't see a happy boy ready for school. They see Henry pointing a shaking finger at the empty aquarium. Henry is gripped by a sinking, heavy feeling. He's worried that maybe he did something wrong. Maybe he didn't close the lid right, or maybe Bubbles left because of something he did. While Henry's world is spinning, his parents stay steady. His mom pulls him into a hug, and his dad speaks in a low, calm voice, promising that they're going to find where that little fish went. When a problem feels too big to carry, the best thing you can do is share the weight. Having someone else say, "We will find him," makes the fear start to feel a little smaller. The family divides the room into 4 zones. Mom starts with the first, peeking under the sofa. Dad moves to the second, checking the heavy curtains. Henry and his sister check the remaining corners. They all move toward the center, having looked everywhere. They've checked the carpet, the furniture, and the shadows. But as they all look at each other, the room is still empty. Bubbles isn't anywhere. Searching together brings a sense of comfort, but it doesn't always bring an immediate answer. Sometimes a problem takes more than one try to solve. Instead of walking away, Dad turns back to the aquarium. He leans in close, ignoring the room and focusing entirely on the water. He clicks on a small flashlight. The beam cuts through the water, lighting up the inside of the tiny plastic castle. Deep in the shadows of the castle window, a pair of tiny orange eyes catches the light. Slowly, a white fin wiggles. Then, Bubbles gently glides out of the castle's front door, swimming back into the open water as if he had been there the whole time. Bubbles hadn't gone anywhere. He was just having a quiet moment. He'd found a dark, cozy spot to hide away from the world and get some rest inside his favorite aquarium. Sometimes, the things we think are lost aren't actually gone. They're often just resting in a place we haven't thought to look yet. The heavy feeling in Henry's chest vanishes. He lets out a huge breath and starts to laugh, watching Bubbles circle the tank. The panic is gone, replaced by a wave of relief. He reaches for the food container one more time, giving Bubbles a tiny extra snack. The morning routine is back in place, and the house feels warm and safe again. His dad reminds him that while it's easy to get scared, staying calm and being patient usually helps us see things more clearly. When we don't rush, we can think through a problem instead of just reacting to it. Henry looks at the little castle and realizes that the world isn't always as scary as it first seems. Sometimes we just need to take a deep breath and look a little closer to find the answer we were looking for.